Okay, chapter 8, quizzes. I think we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5 quizzes here. Okay, so which type? Okay, which address type is automatically created by default on a host interface when no RAs are received or router advertisements? So we have the link local address. Okay, so it is created by default. Then which method best describes stateless DHCP? So we have the SLAAC with stateless DHCPv6 server. Okay. Check. SLAAC. Okay, which two ICMPv6 messages are used in the SLAAC process? Okay, we have RSNRA, solicitation, and router advertisements. So which command must be configured on a router to enable it to join the IPv6 all routers multicast address? Okay, so this is the address for all routers multicast address, FF02::2. Okay, we have the IPv6 unicast routing. Next, what are the flag setting when a host should use the SLAAC only option? We have A equals 1, then both M and O is equals to 0, set to 0. Okay, which ICMPv6 message is sent by a host in an attempt to locate an online IPv6 enabled router to obtain IPv6 addressing information? Okay, so it's a message sent by a host. Okay, so it's a router solicitation. So what method is used by a host to verify an IPv6 address is unique on the local network before assigning that address to an interface? So, okay, we use DAD or duplicate address detection, I think. Duplicate address detection. Okay, so next. Check your understanding now. So what UDP port do DHCPv6 clients use to send DHCPv6 messages? So we have 547. I think 546 is for IPv4. Or IPv4. I don't think. Okay. So what DHCPv6 message does a host send to look for a DHCPv6 server? Okay, so a message sent by host. So we have the solicit, DHCPv6 solicit. Okay, so what message does host send to the server if it's using stateful DHCPv6? Stateful. So I think we have the request. The information request is for stateless DHCPv6. So okay, what flag setting combinations is used for stateless DHCP? Flag settings, we have stateless DHCP, both A and 1. A and O is set to 1, and M is equals to 0. So what M flag setting indicates the stateful DHCPv6 use? We have M is equals to it is the bonus question. Next. I think next is the SLAAC DHCP server. Okay, which 3 DHCPv6 roles can a router perform? So choose all that apply. So all these roles can be performed by the router, so client, relay agent, and server. So which command is not configured in stateless DHCPv6? Okay, so we have the address prefix, domain name, then a server and IPv6 DHCP server. So I think this answer is the most different among the options. I will choose this one, address prefix. IPv6 address and prefix. Okay. So an IPv6 enabled router is to acquire its IPv6 GUA from, what is GUA? Global unicast address. Okay. So an IPv6 enabled router is to acquire its IPv6 address from another IPv6 router using SLAAC. Okay. so which interface configuration command should be configured on the client router? We have the IPv6 address DHCP. Okay, so because we're acquiring or we need to obtain an IP address from other router. Okay, so we have IPv6 address DHCP. So next, our router is to provide DHCPv6 server services, so which command should be configured in the client-facing interface. Provide DHCPv6 services. I think this one. So other config flag IPv6 ND. I think they are. This is for stateless DHCP. Then an IPv6 enabled router is to acquire its IPv6 address from the DHCP server. The question is repeated. Was repeated. IPv6 address DHCP. So which DHCPv6 verification command would display the link local in GUI assigned address for each active client? I think the most likely the answer will be DHCP binding. So which command is configured on the client LAN interface of the DHCP relay agent? Okay, so we need to configure the router or the client LAN. The router to be a relay agent. IP for address for V4. I think this one. V6 DHCP relay destination. Let's check. Okay, we have two wrong answers. Okay, so I think this one would be DHCP server full name. Server full name. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. So an IPv6 is to acquire. Question 3 and question 5 is the same. Different answers. The config. Let's see. So I think it's a bug. The config. Okay, so we got that correct. But question 3, so it should be IPv6 address DHCP. Same with 5. Okay. I know. Okay. So how does an IPv6 client ensure that it has a unique address after it configures its IPv6 address using the SLAAC allocation method? So it sends a neighbor solicitation. It's associated with that, I think. So duplicate address detection. So the client, after acquiring the IP address, so the client needs to make sure that the list IP address is unique by sending neighbor solicitation message. Okay. So using its own IPv6 address as the target IPv6 address. So if someone or a client replies, so it means that there's existing IPv6 address, same as the IPv6 client address. So we need to send an IPv6 NS message. So which method would an IPv6 enabled host using SLAAC employ to learn the address of the default gateway? Okay, through router advertisements. Okay. So what two methods can be used to generate an interface ID by an IPv6 host that is using SLAAC? We can use the EUI64. I think we're inserting the MAC address of the client and into the interface ID. And then random generation. So a client is using SLAAC to obtain an IPv6 address for its interface. So after an interface has been generated and applied to the interface, as much the client before can begin to use this IPv6 address using SLAAC to obtain We're using SLAAC. SLAAC only. Request or what? Okay, so it must send an ICMPv6 neighbor solicitation message. So to ensure that the address is not already in use on the network. So which command should be configured on a router interface to set the router as stateful? Stateful. So we have the IPv6 address auto-configure. Okay, so use this command to configure the router as stateful DHCPv6 client. So what message informs IPv6 enabled interfaces to use stateful DHCPv6? So we have the router advertisement. So through the router advertisement, through the router advertisements, so this message includes or informs the clients what services would they use, okay, in obtaining an IPv6 address. Okay, so which destination IP address is used when IPv6 host sends a DHCPv6 solicits message to locate DHCPv6 server? So we're using multicast address of all servers. So all servers. So we have FFO2 : 2. So next, so in which alternative to DHCPv6 does a router dynamically provide IPv6 configuration information to host? We can use SLAAC. So a company implements the stateless DHCPv6 method for configuring IPv6 address on employee workstations. So after workstation receives messages from multiple DHCPv6 servers to indicate their availability for DHCPv6 service, so which message gets sent to server for configuration information? Okay, so our workstation so receives messages from multiple D6 stateless. Okay, so we need the information request for other information. So what process is used in ICMPv6 for a host to verify that an IPv6 address is unique for configuring it on an interface? We use that duplicate address detection. So what are the characteristics of the SLAAC method for IPv6 address configuration? So the default gateway of an IPv6 client on a LAN will be link local address of the router. And then stateful node. So SLAAC is a stateless. Send router advertisement. So client does not send router advertisement, but router solicitation messages. So IPv6 addressing is dynamically assigned to clients through the use of ICMPv6. So this might be the correct answer. So after booting, client receives an ICMPv6 RA message with flag set to 0, flag to set 1. So the client should contact the DHCPv6 server for more information. So network administrator is entering the command IPv6 unicast routing to start configuring the DHCPv6 operation on a router. So which statement describes the function of this command? We have, so it is required for sending ICMPv6 RA messages. Okay. My voice. Oops. ICMPv6. Okay, so which command should be configured on a router interface to set as a stateful DHCP client? So it wants to be a client. It should be IPv6 address DHCP. Okay. Sorry for my mistake. So that's it for chapter 8.